Have you ever had an encounter that completely changed your perception of someone you care about? What would you do if you uncovered a betrayal so deep that it made you reconsider your entire relationship on a night meant for joy and togetherness? But before we start, subscribe to the channel. We're so close to hitting 200 subs, and it's only possible with your support. Let's get started. I stood at the kitchen window, looking at the swirling snowflakes falling from the gray sky. The Christmas lights on the adjacent houses flickered brightly, starkly contrasting the discomfort knotting in my stomach. I groaned and ran my hand through my tangled hair. "Dad, can we put up decorations outside?" Olivia's voice called from the living room, breaking through my thoughts. "Sure, sweetie, just give me a minute," I responded, trying to seem enthusiastic. I turned to face her, her bright eyes full of enthusiasm. "How about we hold a contest? You and I versus Mom. Deal?" Olivia smiled and danced on her toes with enthusiasm. As I pulled on my coat, I noticed Laura in the hallway, browsing through her phone with a detached expression. The laughter that typically danced between us was lacking lately, like the sun's warmth on a cold winter day. "Hey, Laura," I said, attempting a grin. "You should join us." "Maybe later," she said without looking up. Her fingers kept clicking on the screen. I felt disappointed, but I brushed it off and went outside with Olivia. The frigid air burned my cheeks as I assisted her in hanging ornaments from our evergreen tree's low-hanging limbs. "Look at this one," Olivia exclaimed, holding up a crimson and gold ornament. "It's the one we made in kindergarten." "It's beautiful, Liv," I replied, my heart bursting with pride. But a sudden thought struck me as I saw her hang the ornament. Laura had been acting differently lately, more preoccupied and less focused. I ignored the idea, focusing on the present moment's bliss. After decorating, we returned indoors, where the aroma of freshly cooked cookies filled the air. Laura's voice wafted from the living room, so I opened the fridge to get a water bottle. "Do you know where my red sweater is?" "I think it's in the laundry," I responded. "I'll grab it." As I moved toward the washing room, I noticed something peculiar in the garage, a sleek black car parked next to the old sedan that I didn't recognize. It was gleaming, with tinted windows that sparkled in the low lighting. "What the hell?" I mumbled as I stepped closer. I looked through the windshield. The interior was spotless, but the aroma of perfume wafted out the open window, sharp and strange. "Dad, come look at this." Olivia's words rang throughout the house, drawing me away. "Yeah, I'm coming," I exclaimed, pushing myself to turn away from the weird car. Olivia showed me the gingerbread home we had begun decorating in the living room. But as I observed her, my thoughts returned to the automobile. Something about it seemed wrong. After the sugar rush from the cookies had worn off and Olivia had gone to bed, I decided to address Laura. In the kitchen, I turned to her and asked, "Laura, do you know anything about the car in the garage?" She looked up, her brow furrowed. "What car?" "A black one." "It does not belong to anyone in the neighborhood," I added, seeing her expression. "I have no idea," she said, her voice firm, but I noticed a flicker of something in her eyes, fear, guilt. "Okay, it's there, but it's not yours. Perhaps it belongs to one of the neighbor's friends?" she asked, avoiding my sight. "Right. Maybe," I answered, despite my gut feeling otherwise. Something didn't sit well. "I thought you might know anything. You've been acting strange recently." "Me? Strange?" She laughed, but it sounded hollow. "I have been busy, Michael. With Olivia, making holiday plans. It's the season, you know." "Yeah, I know," I replied in annoyance. "But this car, it's just weird." Her expression stiffened. "Drop it, Michael. It's probably nothing." I wanted to push harder, but as I watched her, a sinking sensation settled in my chest. I wanted to trust her. That night, sleep eluded me. I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling while shadows swirled ominously. The automobile was a mystery, but our tension felt like a fresh wound. The following morning, I realized I couldn't let it go. After breakfast, I got my coat and returned to the garage. I needed answers. Stepping inside, I detected a slight aroma, a combination of cologne and something else that made my skin crawl. I noticed a few long strands of hair caught on the doorframe. "What the?" I mumbled as I stepped closer. The hair was black and silky, unlike Laura's light brown strands. A dreadful conclusion struck me, and my heart raced. "Michael, are you out there?" Laura's voice called from inside the home. "Yeah, coming," I said, my thoughts racing. I rushed back inside, my throat stiff. "I need to ask you something." "A serious question," I replied, my voice rough. "What is it?" she questioned, pouring coffee with her back to me. "Did you cheat on me?" The words poured forth, desperate and uncensored. She clenched and tightened her shoulders. "What? Where does this come from?" "I found some hair in the garage." "It is not yours," I stated, my voice stern. She looked around, her face paler. "That means nothing, Michael. It could belong to anyone." "Anyone? Who else would be in our garage?" I took a step closer, my heart racing. "This isn't just about the car, is it? You have been distant." "Michael, you're being ridiculous," she said, raising her voice and narrowing her eyes. "Am I?" I inquired, my voice wavering. "Because I don't feel like I know you at all right now. You don't even recognize me anymore." Her remarks cut deep, and before I could answer, she said, "Maybe you should have paid more attention." The allegation hung in the air, heavy and oppressive. I tightened my hands, striving to maintain my cool. "I thought we were in it together." "I thought we were happy." "Happy?" She laughed harshly, her voice devoid of warmth. "You haven't been home for weeks. You always work late." "That's because I'm trying to provide for our family," I shot back, my rage boiling out. "Maybe I don't need your provision if it means losing you," she replied sharply. The stillness followed was dense with feelings neither of us wanted to face. Finally, I broke it, my voice barely audible. "Who is he?" Laura hesitated, her gaze moving away from mine. "Michael, please, just tell me," I asked, my heart thumping. "It's Ryan," she explained, her voice cracking. The name struck me harder than I anticipated, striking deep. Ryan Clark. The car salesperson? She nodded as tears welled up in her eyes. "I did not intend for it to happen. It just did." "Did you think I wouldn't find out?" I inquired, my tone dripping with betrayal. "Do you even care?" "I do," she exclaimed. "I care about you and us, but I've been quite lonely, Michael. You've been so focused on work." "Lonely?" The word resonated horribly in my mind. "And you thought cheating would fix that?" "I thought it was just a fling," she said softly, her voice breaking. "But it changed into something different. I did not intend to hurt you." I turned aside, my heart racing in my chest. "You have no idea how much you've hurt me." "You don't understand," she begged. "It was never supposed to go this far." I could not look at her. The weight of her betrayal was like a mountain crushing my chest. "I need some air," I said as I stepped outside. The chilly air touched me, but it did little to calm the fury within me. The cold hit me like a slap when I went outdoors and began pacing around the yard. My breath came in rapid gasps, evident in the clear night air. The holiday lights twinkled mockingly around me, dramatically contrasting the chaos I felt inside. It was as if I had become a ghost in my own life. "Michael," Laura's voice called from behind me, but I continued walking. I paused in front of the garage, staring at the black automobile, a stark reminder of everything that had gone wrong. The creak of the door opening behind me caused me to jump. "Michael, please," Laura begged as she went outside. Her voice shook with desperation. "I apologize. I made a horrible mistake." "Did you love him?" I inquired, my voice soft and wavering. I don't know," she said, tears welling in her eyes. "I thought I did, but Michael, I love you. I want to fix this." "Fix it?" I gave out a sour laugh. "How can we repair this? Could you just delete what you did?" "Michael, don't!" I yelled, my voice shaking from the weight of my emotions. "I don't know if I can look at you the same way again. Tears ran down her face. "I'll do anything," she pleaded. "Please, just give me a chance." I closed my eyes, attempting to calm the fury screaming within me. My heart was divided between love and excruciating agony. "I need time," I finally admitted, my voice lifeless. "I can't make any promises right now." "Okay," she said softly, her voice breaking. "I will wait. Just know I am here and want to make things right." I turned away and returned inside, feeling like a piece of myself had been ripped away. The warmth of the home we had built together seemed distant and chilly, replaced by a chilling emptiness. "Michael?" Olivia's little voice rang out from the living room, breaking the silence. "Yeah, Liv," I said, feigning a smile as I stepped inside. "Could you please help me with my Christmas list? I want to be sure Santa knows what I want." "Of course," I replied, kneeling alongside her. As she talked about toys and goodies, I tried to focus on her excitement and push away the tempest in my heart. But the reality stayed heavy and unyielding, casting a shadow over everything. The holiday lights outside sparkled beautifully, but the gloom within felt oppressive. I knew we had a long road ahead. The stakes were enormous, and the route forward was unclear. But for Olivia's sake, I took it one day at a time. The scars remained raw in the following days, but life continued. Laura attempted to re-establish the trust she had broken. At the same time, I struggled to reconcile my anger, anguish, and the lingering love I still felt for her. For Olivia's sake, we kept the spirit of the season alive by decorating, laughing when we could, and looking for moments of joy amidst the chaos. But the reality hung over us, reminding us how delicate everything had become. I wasn't sure what the future held. Forgiveness seemed far away, as did trust. But as I watched Olivia's face light up on Christmas morning, I recognized one thing. No matter what occurred, I owed it to her and myself to keep pushing forward, one step at a time. That's all for today's video. Thank you for watching and participating in this trip. If you enjoyed or found the tale relatable, please like, comment, and share your ideas below. Before you leave, please make sure you click the subscribe button. We're very close to hitting 200 subscribers, and it's only achievable with your help. Let us make it happen together. Thank you again, and I'll see you at the next one.